Hello and welcome to Melissa Ingalls Yoga. My name is Melissa, and class today we are going to focus on a yin and a yang flow. So we're going to start with the yang side of things, so we're really going to get into the body but also really start to move quite quickly, and we'll finish with a really nice yin sequence just to chill ourselves out before we enter our lovely relaxation in Shavasana. So let's begin in a tabletop position. Just coming onto your hands and your knees on your mat. Take your knees directly underneath the hips and take the hands directly underneath the shoulders. And connecting into your core, connecting through our pelvic floor, but also our navel drawing in towards the spine. And allow the head to release and relax and soften. And we'll go for a few rounds of cat and cow just to begin. As you inhale, lengthen into the spine, gaze is forward. Exhale, rounding into the spine. And let's do 4 more rounds. Inhale, finding space. So really tapping into the breath, connecting to the inhales and the exhales as we move through this cat and cow poses. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest. Exhale, round into the spine. Let's do 2 more rounds. Inhale, big breath in. And exhale, big breath out. And let's do 1 last final round. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, round through the spine. And slowly coming back to this neutral spine position. We'll tuck the toes under and start to send the hips all the way up to the sky, coming into our first downward facing dog. Feet are hip width distance apart. The shoulders are rolling away from the ears. We're relaxing the head, relaxing the gaze. Connecting down through all 10 knuckles, and feel free to find a lot of movement in this downward facing dog, pedaling out through the feet, swaying the hips from side to side, shaking the head yes, shaking the head no. And just slowly finding some stillness. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Look forward in between the hands, or step the feet to the front of the mat. Take your feet hip width distance apart. Inhale, lengthen into the spine, hands onto the shins or onto the mat. Exhale, fold forward. 2 more just like that. Inhale, lengthen into the spine. Exhale, fold into the legs. Last time, inhale, lengthen into the spine, lengthening through right and left side body. Exhale, fold into the legs. And you might take hold of opposite elbows and just sway the torso a little bit from side to side, relaxing the head, sit bones lifting all the way high to the ground, high to the sky, and then release. Slowly planting the hands down, bending into the knees, rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae, stacking through the spine. Inhale, sweep both arms all the way up and out to the side, gaze up, palms touch. Exhale, hands move through heart center. Take your toes to touch, heels slightly apart. Bow your chin towards your chest, setting up your foundation in this Tadasana, this mountain position. Tailbone is slightly dropped, lifting upwards through the chest, core is engaged. And take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Whenever you're ready, setting a personal intention for your practice today. And it could be anything but just connecting with the breath. Staying in the present moment, especially when things can get a little bit tricky. You're naturally either a yin person or a yang person, so just notice if you are someone that is always on the go, and that always likes to move through life at quite a speed. And you're a very yang person. But notice if you're very relaxed and very calm and soothing. You are a very yin person. So just notice that. And slowly take a deep breath in. Exhale out, and slowly open through the eyes. Take the hands by the side. We're going to start with some sun salutation A. Inhale, reach the arms all the way out to the side, gaze up. Exhale, hands move through heart center, hinging from the hips, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen into the spine. Exhale, planting both hands down, step both feet back, high plank. Exhale, lower through your chaturanga, knees can drop down to the ground if you need to. Inhale, lift the chest, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths in this downward facing dog. Big inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Take 1 last breath, full inhale. And exhale, 3. Look forward between the hands, we'll step or hop the feet. Inhale, lengthen into the spine. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. And exhale, hands back through heart. 2 more rounds. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, folding over the legs. Inhale, lengthen into the spine. Exhale, planting both hands down, step both feet back, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga, building some heat. Inhale, lift up, upward facing dog, breathing in. And exhale, downward facing dog. 2 breaths in this downward facing dog. Make every breath count. Full inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. And exhale, 2. Look forward between the hands. We'll step or hop the feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen into the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach both arms all the way up. And exhale, hands back through heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold over the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, lengthen. Exhale, planting both hands, step or hop both feet back, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga, shift the weight forward. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Just 1 breath in this downward facing dog. Big breath in, make it count. Exhale out. Look forward between the hands, we'll step or hop the feet to the front. Inhale, lengthen into the spine, find space. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, reach both arms all the way up to the sky. And exhale, hands back through heart. And sun salutation B, variation, bending into the knees. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky, chair. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, lengthen into the spine. Exhale, planting the hands, stepping or hopping back, high plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga, knees on or off the ground. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg reaches up to the sky. Exhale, rounding knee to nose, step the foot all the way through in between the hands. Stay on the ball of that back foot, squaring the right hip back, the left hip forward. And inhale, start to rise up, hands through heart center or arms reach up to the sky. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. Exhale, planting the hands down to the floor, stepping back, high plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. So we're really moving quite fast throughout this vinyasa flow today. But just notice if you want to go slightly slower, you're absolutely welcome to. Inhale, left leg reaches up to the sky. Exhale, rounding knee to nose, step the foot all the way through. Inhale, high lunge, rising up. Setting your foundations first. If you need to, take a big breath in. Exhale, planting the hands down, stepping back, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths, full inhales. Full exhales. 2 more breaths. Inhale, energizing inhale. Grounding exhale. 1 last big breath in. And exhale out, look forward between the hands, stepping or hopping to the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen into the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Bending those knees, squeeze the knees together. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky, chair pose. Shift the weight back into the heels. Lift all 10 toes up. Straighten out through the legs. Exhale, hands through heart. I'm going to add 1 thing on. Bending into the knees. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up, chair. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, lengthen into the spine. Exhale, planting the hands down, stepping or hopping back, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, back to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, knee to third eye as you step the foot all the way through. Inhale, 1 breath up, high lunge. Exhale, sweep the arms back like wings and hover the chest off the front thigh. Inhale, reach both arms all the way up to the sky. 2 more rounds. Exhale, sweep the arms back and hover the chest. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, last round, hover the chest. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale, right arm reaches up, twist. Take a breath in through the nose. Exhale out. And planting the right hand down, stepping back, high plank pose. Exhale, vinyasa, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog is where we'll meet. Second side, inhale, left leg high. Exhale, rounding knee to third eye. Step that foot all the way through. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Take a breath. Exhale, hinging from the hips, allow the crown of the head to move forward as the heel moves back behind you. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hover the chest. Inhale, lift the arms, flowing with the breath. Exhale, hover. Inhale, lift. Exhale, right arm down. Inhale, left arm reaches up, finding your twist. Take a big breath in, big breath out. Exhale, planting the left hand down, stepping back, high plank or downward facing dog if you wish to skip it. Going with the flow, we'll meet back downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths, big full inhale. Big, long, slow exhale. Just notice if you've collapsed into the shoulders. Hug the lower belly in, hug those ribs in. Relax in the jaw, relax in the spaces behind the eyelids. Take 1 last breath. Exhale, look forward between the hands. We'll step or hop the feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen into the spine. Exhale, fold over the legs. Bend into the knees, root down. Inhale, reach the arms up, chair pose, Utkatasana. Send the hips slightly lower. Lift the heart a little higher, then straighten out through the legs as you breathe in. And exhale, hands back through heart. We're going to go into a little bit of a warrior flow, and it is quite fast paced, and we will be doing 1 breath per movement. So just staying with it and going with the flow, stay in the present moment. Inhale, reach both arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, lengthen into the spine. Exhale, planting the hands, stepping or hopping back, high plank or downward facing dog. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, and exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, the right leg reaches up to the sky, 3-leg dog, take a breath. Exhale, rounding knee to nose, squeeze. And then step the foot all the way through in between the hands. High lunge, inhale, reach the arms all the way up, take a big breath in, big breath out. Spin on the ball of that back foot, turn the hips and the shoulders towards the side, extend the arms all the way out, gaze forward over the front middle finger. Warrior 2, take a big breath in, big breath out, settling into the pose. Flip the front palm up, inhale, reverse your warrior, inhale through the nose, exhale. Inhale, come back to warrior 2. Take the elbow onto the knee and inhale, reach the arm all the way up and over by the ear. Inhale, come back, warrior 2. Flip the front palm up, inhale, reverse your warrior, dancing warrior. And taking the elbow onto the knee, inhale, side angle, reaching the arm all the way up and over by the ear. Inhale, come back, warrior 2, final round, flip the front palm up, inhale, reverse. Exhale, elbow comes onto the knee, inhale, left arm reaches up and over. Inhale, come back, warrior 2, we'll straighten out through the front leg, reach forward, hinging from the front hip. Uttita Trikonasana, taking the right hand down, inhale, left arm reaches up, and that right hand can hover off the mat, it might even stay onto the shin or the ankle, lightly landing. And the gaze can lift up towards the sky if you wish. Locks are engaged. Take 1 last big inhale through the nose. And exhale, gaze down towards the floor. Inhale, start to rise all the way up. We'll flip the front palm up. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, slowly coming back to center. Hand comes onto the hip. You might need a block or a book or anything in front of that right foot if you need that support. But bend into the right knee, sneak forward, hinging from that front hip. Extending that left leg all the way up and back. finding your half moon pose. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. We're not going to be here for too long. Take the left hand down to the floor, square off the hips. Feel free to stay here in this modified version of this warrior 3, or bend into the right knee and power through that front leg, hands through heart center. You can keep that right knee bent or start to straighten the leg. One breath in. One breath out. Requires a lot of focus. Bend into that right knee, come up to standing. Hug that knee into the chest. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. And take that knee out to the side. And the foot either comes into the ankle or calf or the inner thigh. We're coming into a tree pose. Hands move through heart. Take this moment to find steadiness and ease in the pose. Steadiness in the breath, fluidity throughout the whole entire body. Notice any wobbles. One last big breath in. Exhale out, hug the knee into the chest, extend it out. And drop it. Nice. Shake out the legs. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, folding over the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, planting the hands down, stepping or hopping back, high to low plank as you go, building some heat. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, the left leg reaches high. Exhale, knee to nose, hold and hover just for a moment, and then sneak that left foot forward. Nice. Stay on the ball of that back foot. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Take a big inhale. Big exhale. Spin on the ball of that back foot, turn the hips, the shoulders towards the side. Setting up your foundations for your warrior 2. Gaze forward over the front middle finger. The shoulders drop away from the ears. Just relax a little bit in this pose. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. Dancing warrior with the breath. Flip the front palm up. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, right arm reaches up and over. And slowly coming back to warrior 2 as you exhale. Flip the front palm up. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, coming back, reverse. Flip the front palm up. Exhale, side angle. Reach the arm all the way up. Take a big breath in. Exhale, come back, warrior 2. We'll straighten out through the front leg. And we'll hinge from the front hip. Left hand down, inhale, right arm reaches up. Trikonasana, triangle pose, setting up your foundations. Wedge between two walls, using your oblique muscles to really allow you to hold this pose. Relaxing the face, relaxing the top fingers. One last breath. Exhale. And gaze down towards the mat. Inhale, start to rise all the way up. We'll flip the front palm up. Inhale, reverse. And exhale, slowly, hand comes onto the hips. You bend into the front knee. Let's go for our tricky balancing sequence. Be prepared. Slowly, if you need blocks or any props or wall or anything that's going to help you with your balance, Ardha Chandrasana is where we are to start with. Take a big breath in. And then exhale out. Take the right hand down onto the floor directly underneath the shoulder. Square off that right hip. Maybe stay here or power through that leg. Slight bend into that left knee will really help with balance. Hands through heart. Take a breath in. Feel the crown of the head moving forward, the heel back behind you. Bend into that left knee. Hug that right knee into the chest. Take a breath here, just standing. Exhale. Take the right knee out to the side, ankle, calf, inner thigh, tree pose. Hands through heart. Reconnect into the breath. Noticing any wobbles, and that's absolutely fine. If you fall out of the pose, you smile and you just come back into it. Knee hugs back into the chest, extend that leg out, hold, and exhale, place it down, nice, shake out through the legs. Let's start to wind this party down. Inhale, reach both arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, folding over the legs. And take a breath. Inhale, lengthen into the spine. Exhale, planting the hands, stepping or hopping back, high plank or downward facing dog. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift if you're going for a vinyasa. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look forward between the hands or step or hop the feet to the outside edges of the mat. And coming into a malasana squat. So you might just step the feet outside of the hands, turn the toes outwards, heels slightly inwards, bending into the knees, send the hips down towards the mat as the heart reaches up towards the sky. And just feel free to be wherever you need to be in this pose. And reach the chest up. And you might even close off your eyes in this pose. And I always like to sway a little bit from side to side. And then start to walk the hands out in front of you in this malasana. Inhale, lengthen into the spine. And exhale, fold. So we're really starting to get into the hips a little bit more. Taking one last breath. And slowly coming up and back to center. You might stay here with the hands through heart or reach the arms all the way out. Take a breath. Exhale out. And we're going to transition to a seated position, so you might just roll all the way down, and you might use your hands to help you, or you might roll off to the side and just come to seated. Hug both knees into the chest, come into an embryo pose. One last breath. And take the soles of the feet together, the knees come out wide. And you might make more of a diamond shape to make it a little bit more restorative. And please feel free to take any blocks or any props along with you. And we'll take the hands onto ankles, maybe the shins, the thighs. You might even place blocks underneath your knees. Inhale, start to lift up through the chest. And exhale, fold forward. Allowing the exhales just slow down. And so when we come into these longer holds, especially if we've just come from quite energetic practice, it can be hard to transition. But sometimes when we've built heat within the body, and we've started to move the body, we've started to relax the mind, we can really allow ourselves to dive into these more cooling postures with a bit more ease. Finding lightness in the body, finding space. And then exhale and just let it go. Let's take 2 more breaths. One last breath. And slowly, slowly just come up to a seated position. We're going to come into a double pigeon pose. But feel free to take a Sukhasana seated pose with the right foot in front of the left and just come into a forward fold this way. You might flex into the left foot, flex into the right foot. Allow the right ankle to move on top of the left knee and the right knee to move down towards the left ankle. You might stay up here, you might even prop up your knee with the block and maybe start to fold forward. So either seated Sukhasana or starting to come into a double pigeon pose, and it is a really tricky pose to hold. There's a lot going on in that right hip. There's a lot going on in the outside of that left leg. Just allow yourself to find some ease in this pose. And just notice if you're releasing some energy into the hips, but it wants to go into another area of the body, like the shoulders. Just relax the whole body, relax the jaw. It's really common to close the jaw and to hold some tension there. Let's take 3 more breaths. And feel free as well if you want to take a block underneath your forehead. One last breath. And slowly, slowly, just coming back to seated. Extend that left leg out. Extend the right leg out. Take the feet just as wide as the mat, and you might have a slight bend into the knees, and again, any blocks or any props or anything you want to take with you. I'm going to go for a forward fold. Inhale, reach both arms all the way up to the sky. And exhale, you might take hold of the outer edges of the feet. You might place the hands down to the floor, maybe place the hands out in front of you, whatever suits. You inhale, find length. Exhale, fold forward. And just breathe and just be fully in this present moment. One last breath. And full exhale out. Release. Slowly start to walk the hands up underneath the shoulders. We'll come back to our seated position. Maybe shake out the legs. And we'll go for our double pigeon pose on the opposite side. This time placing that right shin down onto the mat, or left foot in front of the right foot if you went for that Sukhasana, easy seated pose on the other side. Flex into that left heel, flex into that right foot. Allow the left knee to move on top of that left foot or ankle, that right foot or ankle. Inhale, lengthen into the spine, and exhale, fold. Sometimes when I'm in this really nice yin dreamy state, I forget to use my words. And just take a few breaths, really allowing yourself to settle into this pose, either staying completely upright or folding forward. Maybe just notice the pauses between the inhales and the exhales. Just allowing the exhales to be twice as long as the inhales. And taking 2 more slow, deep breaths. And fully surrendering. And slowly, slowly start to come up to seated. We'll extend the legs out in front of you, and slowly and very mindfully, let's roll all the way onto our backs, extending the arms out and slowly curving through the spine, using your core. And we'll come to lying down on our backs. And from here, hug both knees into the chest. Flexing into the feet, take the knees into the outer upper arms. We'll go for a happy baby pose. You can either take hold of the backs of the knees and soles of the feet. And just sway a little bit from side to side. Or stay completely still. One last breath. Exhale, hugging both knees into the chest. Let's go for one final supine twist. Drop the knees all the way over towards the left side of the mat. Maybe take your arms into cactus arms. So you're bending into the elbows. And the gaze just is over towards that right elbow. Just allowing everything to release, everything to soften into the earth. Noticing your breathing, noticing the spaces that are opening up into the whole entire torso. Two more breaths. And slowly and gracefully just hug both knees back into the chest, coming back to center. And taking those cactus arms again, this time dropping the knees all the way over towards the right side of the mat. And closing off your eyes. And just allowing your whole entire body just to melt fully into the mat. And the exhales, twice as long as the inhales. And take two more breaths. And just ask if there is something that you can release, something that you can soften a little bit more as you exhale. And slowly both knees come back into the chest. And we'll make it into our final resting pose, Shavasana. So slowly extending both legs out and turn the palms up towards the sky, just maintaining that very soft body. And take a big inhale through the nose, fill the breath up. Hold the breath at the top. And then a big exhale out through the mouth. Relaxing the jaw, relaxing the spaces behind the eyelids, relaxing the shoulder blades into the mat. The muscles along the spine can release. Allow the hips to be fully supported and cradled by the earth. And feeling an element of warmth along the fingertips, the toes, the wrists, the ankles. And just fully releasing into this final pose. And just repeat to yourself, I am enough. Just know that wherever you are in your life right now, you are enough. This is exactly where you need to be. So just embrace it and embody it. I am enough. Very, very slowly and softly, start to deepen the breath. Wiggling the fingers and the toes, making your way out of this final Shavasana. Extending the arms up towards the sky, full body stretch. Exhale, draw both knees into the chest, give yourself a final squeeze, a rock from side to side. And rolling all the way over to your right side. And placing both hands down onto the earth, just feeling that grounding energy. And slowly we'll start to come up to a comfortable seated position on the mat. Cross-legged seat. And planting the hands through heart center, bowing your chin towards your chest. Just giving yourself some gratitude for spending some time on your yoga mat today, nourishing your mind, your body, for connecting the right and the left side body, the yin and the yang, the masculine, the feminine energies. And thank you all so much for practicing with me today. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.